Here we go. Welcome everybody to the United Drivers League. My name is Pecan36 and I will be your play-by-play commentator for tonight's race. We are back at the Singapore Grand Prix. We haven't been back here since Season 1. That was the last time that we raced here, as it was Honos who got his first ever career win here when he was driving the Renault. That was the seat of Sinister Owl back in Season 1. Honos got the win, followed by Real Space Hero and Bossman on the podiums. The reason why we haven't been back here since Season 1, as that was a race that was plagued with a bunch of bugs, as I believe in turn, I'm going to go look at the track, as there was a turn in that track. It was turn 14 that had a invisible wall. Yes, there was a invisible wall on the track that took out many drivers, one including the pole sitter of Snapper Pig. But we are back after our Thanksgiving break, back as the last race that we were at was the Italian Grand Prix, where Snapper Pig and Cursorial Alex had that huge battle between each other, as Snapper Pig was able to take the lead with 2 laps to go, as he was able to hold the Haas of Cursorial Alex to get the win. As right now we have qualifying getting started. The first driver that will be out there on the track will be Snapper Pig. He will be the first one out. We're going to take you through the track here. And currently sitting with the current UDL F1 points leader is Snapper Pig. He's also gotten 2 wins in a row after passing both Haas's, as he passed KD 1997 with 2 laps to go at the Belgian GP, and then the last race at the Monza at the Italian GP, he passed Cursorial Alex to take the lead and won that race as well. So he has a 60-point lead over Dreamsy, who is currently in 2nd place. But right now Pig has control of it with a 248 points, 7 wins on the year, as he also has 10 podiums and 7 poles to his name. Dreamsy's in 2nd with 188 points, and Honos is currently in 3rd with 112 points. The constructors, AlphaTauri is up big, as they also have a 60-point lead with 311 points, up on the Alfa Romeos, who have 251 points, as McLaren is in 3rd with 160 points. But the battle for 4th is heating up, with Ferrari having 131 points, the Racing Point has 128 points, and the Haas has 121 points, and Red Bull currently down in 7th with 117 points. So yes, it is very much a very tight battle for 4th place, as Pig will be the first one across the line to get a lap in. We have Gunbuck here, as Gunbuck will be the 2nd driver, as he is making, I believe this is his 4th start. Yeah, this is his 4th start for us in the UDL F1 series. Going to see here as many drivers are currently out there on track. There is only one driver in the pits, as I believe that is Drew Yu, who is the only one that's not out there, undercut, trying to get his tires all the way warmed up. But yeah, right now, Pig, and his time is invalidated. So, as Gunbuck's time is also invalidated as well. So we're going to go up here to Easy Hurricane F1. He finished P9 at the Monza race. He's been getting some good finishes, a couple of top 10 finishes in his last 3 races. But Hurricane and his teammate currently 2nd in the point standings, as Hurricane has done pretty well for himself in his first full year. Yeah, in his last 4, he's gotten a P7, a P6, a P8, and a P9. So he's had some pretty good finishes here. in his last 4 races. I believe that's Big Rig, yes, but his time is invalidated. Another thing about Big Rig today is he will have a 3-place grid penalty to start the race. So wherever he finishes up in qualifying, he will be down 3 spots. So 134.87. That is the time that he has put on. Here comes Hellmade coming around. Publix just set a lap at 134.9. Hellmade sets a 136.4. Going to catch up to the other Renault here of Young Vicho. He sets a 136.8. As we have, I believe that's Dreamsy setting a 135.9. As Speed King comes around, he sets a 135.3. Going to go look for, I believe that's the McLaren. Yeah, both McLarens that come across the line, with Karab being the fastest one with a 135.0. Go up to Dilsack there as he just set a time with a 137.0. His teammate Bossman on the medium tires did not set a good time at all. I wonder if that's the undercut that just came around. He did come around, but he was not able to get a time on the board, as that is the return of Sinister Owl today, guys. Sinister Owl, after being banned for over a year, is going to get his shot as a Kyle Larson type story. He will be given a shot. He has already been told that he needs to keep his actions clear and safe after he has been banned for a whole entire season, but he is back today, driving in the UDL, going to give him a shot and see how he does. But he will definitely be a fun villain for others to root against. As Gunbuck just came across the line, as he set a 134.5, very impressive time by the Williams driver there. Very impressed with that time. So 134.5. Big Rig currently out on an outlap, but good job by Gunbuck. He had a tough race a week ago where he got into the collisions with KD 1997 a lot. So he's going to hope that, you know, he doesn't have anything bad happen this race. But yeah, just like I said, he had some incidents last week. I mean, in the last race at the Italian GP. But right now, it looks like Bossman did go for another lap. He sets a 136.9. Good enough for P14, as right now pit lane is very busy. Waiting for KD. It looks like he's going to come into the pits as well. So a lot of drivers are going to be coming into the pits, I imagine. So, but I believe that is Snipper Pig, who has just came out. Yeah, so Snipper Pig has just came out. Dreamsy is also out. I mean, Breezy is also out there on an outlap. The current pole sitter, actually no, the current pole sitter is Gunbuck. My mistake there, but Hurricane currently up in P2. He's now out there on a lap. As Birdman, I can't tell if that's a Williams. I believe that's Gunbuck there, trying not to get into the way of these guys, as that is Birdman and Dreamsy. I believe Dreamsy should be coming into the pits this time. Yeah, Dreamsy more than likely is going to come into the pits. But Birdman is going to get a lap started, as he's now on a flyer. I see Gunbuck's car. He's probably out of fuel, but just desperately trying to get back up there to just trying to get back to pit lane, and it looks like he did. So he did get back to pit lane. This should be a good race. Looking for others, as I believe Snipper Pig and Breezy. Breezy's going to come across the line here pretty soon to get started on his flyer. But Breezy is starting to heating up here. He's gotten a podium, 2 P3s in his last 2 races at Belgium and Monza. So Breezy, riding this huge wave of momentum, definitely wants to get another podium on the board and possibly a race win. So Breezy is desperately trying to get that first win of the year, but Pig, who was on a lap, but he got started on a flyer, but it looks like his time is invalidated, so this has not been a good start for Snipper Pig at all. Go see where Birdman is at, but his time is also invalidated, so Birdman will probably not be able to get a time on board. If I'm him, I'm just going to jet back right into the pits. Yep, that's what he will do. He will go right back into the pits, so Elme just got started on a lap. I believe that's young Vicho about to come around. Yeah, young Vicho is coming around to get started on his flyer. He's currently in P13 with the 136.8. Go find Breezy here, who might get held up by the McLaren. McLaren did let him go, but I have to imagine the McLaren, the damage has probably already been done. Remember, this is Singapore. This is a very tight track. So, you know, if you got to get out of the way and let these guys on their hot laps go. Let's see how Breezy does here. He sets a blistering time with a 134.7, good enough for P2. Probably could have had it on pole if he didn't run into the back of the McLaren there. But good time from Breezy here. Hurricane's time unfortunately was invalidated, as yeah, right now his time is still invalidated. Undercut's time currently invalidated, so a lot of drivers having trouble with keeping it on the track. Drew Yu is another driver today, besides I got a big rig to have a grid penalty, as he will be having to deal with the 5th-place grid penalty in today's race. Going to go up to Speed King here as he's coming across the line pretty soon. Wow! Speed King sets a 134.7. Good enough for P2. Hellmate improves on his time with a 136.0. Good enough for P12 right now, but Speed King, very impressive from him. Currently good enough for P2 with a 134.7. He had a tough race a week ago, finished in P11. So, as Publix just came across the line, as he is taking provisional pole with a 134.0. So how about that from the Miami driver of Publix? You definitely got to know his WEC buddies are cheering him on after scooping up there. He will definitely have to make his way back soon and put the pressure on his teammate, as he knows his teammate is one of the best when it comes to qualifying. I believe that is Dreamzy. Yes, that is Dreamzy. Going to try and find one of these drivers. I believe that's Sinister Owl who's going to come around. He's currently up on his time. This is his first race back since, I can't remember when was his last race, but he definitely improved on his time with a 135.1. A 135.1, good enough for P8 right now. But very impressive. This top 5 is a very unusual top 5. You don't see this a lot. With Publix in pole, Gunbuck in P2, Speed King currently in P3, Breezy in P4, and Hurricane in P5. I see that is Dreamzy going across the line. I don't know what he's doing staying out there on the medium tires. I don't know if that's the right strategy for him to do, though. I believe that's Birdman, but his time is already invalidated, so just tough for Birdman. And remember, guys, next week we are heading to the Japanese Grand Prix. Next week, the UDL F1 Series will be at Suzuka, Japan, as that should be a very exciting race. Got a bunch of traffic going on as I see a Haas, McLaren, and a Racing Point. But wow, Crisorial Alex on the soft sets a 134.1. We see a Racing Point come across the line, but he's out on a flyer right now. But wow, Crisorial Alex got beat by Pig at Monza. Currently up there to P2. He got pole at the Italian GP. Currently good enough right now for a P2 spot. Hopefully he lets Big Rig here get, hopefully he let Big Rig out of the way, but he's currently down on his time. And he invalidates his lap, so not looking good for Big Rig at all. Not looking good for Big Rig at all. Oh, we have Bossman. Bossman currently in the middle of the track there. So don't know what happened to Bossman there. We all know with Bossman in the last race, he spun out and caused a huge 5-car, 6-car crash on lap number 1 that brought damage out to a bunch of cars. Gonna go look for, I believe that's Easy Hurricane coming out soon. He's out on an out lap. But here we go. Hurricane improve on his time. Pig still doesn't have a time on the board. He is now going to be on his flyer, but on his out lap, he's looking pretty fast. So we'll have to see what he can do here. Big Rig decides to go into the pits as it is not his day so far here in qualifying. He will have that 3-place grid penalty as it is very busy. Oh, that's the other. It's Drew Yu, I believe. There's a bunch of drivers behind him as almost like a queue forming up behind the Williams of Drew Yu there. We have to see how he can do here. Go find out where Pig is at though. We're gonna see what he can do, but he is stuck right now. Pig, this is not going to look good for him as he has many drivers in front of him that are out on their out laps. So this is not what Pig needed to run into at all. This is actually the worst case scenario for Pig as time is running out. Time is running out in this section. We're down to 1:15, and there you go, almost all of the guys on the outlaps. This is going to be chaos here with everybody that is so close to each other. Drew Yu coming around, I believe that's Hurricane, but his time is invalidated though, so he might get started on another lap. What does Pig do? It doesn't matter. Pig puts it on provisional pole right now with the 133.8. So Pig on pole position for the time being as he is trying to get his 8th pole of the year. But Pig is just showing a masterclass in his absolute skill when it comes to qualifying as he sets a 133.8. That is a great time from the AlphaTauri driver as we are currently seeing a possible AlphaTauri front row. Birdman coming around. He's the only one that doesn't have a time on the board, so he will definitely get that hot lap started. As I believe that's Dreamsy. He came out again. Is he still out there on the medium tires? Yes, I believe he's out there on the medium tires. Interesting strategy call there. The time has run out. I believe that Speed King going to come around soon. But the timing of what it says on my screen may not register all the way. We gotta wait until we see the checkers. Publix is coming around. Oh, it looks like we might possibly have a crash, or no. Hellnate and Big Rig have both retired from the session. Crisordo Alex coming around. So yes, okay. So here we go as Gunbutt. Don't know what's going on with all the retirements, but Pig has just set another fast lap with a 133.9. Oh, as we have a car in the wall. That's KD 1997 who is into the wall in a horrible spot, in a very horrible spot. I'm sorry to everybody that I admit, but there is some chaos going around here as young Vicho cut the corner there. His time will not count. Dilsek's time will possibly not count as well. I believe that's the Ferrari of Sinister Isle coming around, but his time is invalidated. Gonna see what Dreamsy can do. So this has been very chaotic. Birdman does get a time on the board with a 136.1. So Birdman does get a time on the board. Dreamsy currently out there. He's up on his time. Did not go out there on the soft tires at all. He does not improve on his time. Gonna go see where Speed King is at, but his time is invalidated. Karab is the other one we are patiently waiting for. As Cursorial Alex, I'm going to go up to him though. He is currently up on his time. Can he take that front row lockout by the AlphaTauris away? He put it on pole in the last race. What can he do here? Can he take the 1-2 away? Oh, and he takes pole position away from Pig with a 133.4. Cursorial Alex takes his second career pole 2 weeks in a row as he puts it on pole here at the Singapore Grand Prix. What an amazing time by Cursorial Alex. Takes the front row away from the AlphaTauri team. What a lap from the Haas. Wow. As that was a very entertaining end there for the qualifying session. So hold on just a second, folks. I got to get some screenshots here. Gotta get some screenshots here for the grid as we will go into a brand new lobby after it is all said and done. So I will exit out of here. Gonna send those things out. Dilligaf here. Still no confirmation on Dilligaf, so it does look like we might be missing Dilligaf for this race. Alrighty, let me get the lobby set up. But yeah, what a time from Cursorial Alex as he puts it on pole. Right there at the end, he takes it away from the AlphaTauri. So what a job there by the Haas driver, Cursorial Alex, who's probably trying to get some revenge from Snapper Pig after last week, after Pig passed him with 2 laps to go at the Italian Grand Prix. What an amazing time. So, getting the lobby all set up, you're going to have to give me a second as I need to send the invites out. Hope everybody. So, give me just a second here as I'm going to get the invites sent out here. Alright guys, getting those invites sent. But man, what a qualifying performance there from the Haas. Just unreal. And also, good job for Gunbug getting up there up to P4 in today's race. So with Singapore, this is a very tough track. Having a bit of a issue here. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, folks. Don't know where... Still waiting on everybody else to get in here. As soon as we can get everybody in here, then that's and we can get going. So apparently there seems to be some issues there after KD 1997, from what we showed you guys of when he had that accident. Looks like a couple of drivers are not too pleased with him right now. So, do we have everybody in here? Is everybody in their cars? Yes, so let's get this grid made. So, Crossorio Alex will be starting on pole. Just amazing time from him. And Snipper Pig will also be starting in P2. Get to Publix here. But yeah, AlphaTauri probably thought they had the front row lockout. Unfortunately, it didn't come to fruition for them. Gunbucked in P4. Speed King, very impressive time from him today. As just like I said in last week's race, he finished P11. He got involved in that accident that was on lap 1 by Bossman, who spun out. Hurricane will be starting in P7. KD 1997, I believe, will be the only one who will be starting on the medium tires, so that is correct. He will be the only one starting on the medium tires in P9. That could work out for him, so we'll have to wait and see. The undercut will be starting in P10. Sinister Owl, making his return, will be in P11. Honos here is starting in P12. Where is Honos? Oh, hold on. We are missing Honos. As soon as we can get Honos in here, I want to get the rest of the grid made while we await Honos. As soon as Honos can get in here. Young Vicho. Dilsack. Here's Dreamzy. Dreamzy will be right there. Homemade. After Dreamzy. There's Honos. So Big Rig with the penalty, he'll be starting, he'll be starting in P9. I think we just lost, who did we just lose? We just lost somebody. Don't know who we just lost, but we just lost somebody. Who did we just lose? We lost Honos and Gunbuck. We lost Honos and Gunbuck. Don't know what is going on. Apparently drivers are having trouble. I apologize for the delay, folks, as we have two drivers who are not being able to get in here. So we are still waiting for them to get back in. Birdman is in front of Bossman, that's right. So we await the two. So Honos is restarting his PS4. So, but yeah. Who did we just get in here? Gunbuck. Okay, so Gunbuck is in here. Going to get him back into the right spot. Currently, I believe he was... Let me go look. He was in P4. That's right. Gunbuck was in P4. And as soon as we can get Honos back in here, he will be starting in his spot in P12. So as soon as we can get Honos in here, the better. Alright. So, while we're waiting on Honos, gonna let you guys know that the first ever Singapore race was in 1966 at the Thompson Road GP circuit. It discontinued after the 1973 race. It discontinued after the 1973 race. And then they wouldn't come back until 2008. Ready up. Alright, telling everybody to ready up. So here we go. But yes, the first ever night race in F1 history was here at Singapore at the 2008 race. And just letting you guys know that this race is going to be 31 laps. It is a 3.15 mile long track. There are 23 turns on this track. This will be the longest race of the year at 95.9 miles. 95.9 miles will be the race length. That is how long this race is going to be. So here we go. We're just waiting now. Hopefully these guys don't forget their setups. Alrighty. I can feel the tension. The calm before the storm, before the race. I know those nerves very well. Just patiently waiting. But yeah, this was the first ever night race. This will be the second night race on the calendar after Bahrain. And this will be the last night race of the year. We haven't had as we do not race at Abu Dhabi at all. But Cresorial Alex, he got beat by Pig in the last race. Currently starting on pole. You know he desperately... Here we go as the formation lap is getting started. Here we go. So let's run you down the grid. Hopefully everybody got their setups and the right tires on, as it looks like they all did. So let's run you down the grid. Cresorial Alex, back-to-back poles as he will be starting in P1. Snipper Pig will be starting in P2 today. He's had 2 wins in a row. The current points leader by 60 points. His teammate Publix will be starting in P3 after finishing in P7 in last week's race. Gunbuck, after having a tough race at Monza, starting in P4. Same with Speed King after finishing in P11 in the last race, starting in P5. X Breezy, after getting back-to-back third place finishes, he will be starting in P6. Hurricane has had 4 points finishes in a row. He will be starting in P7. Karab, after finishing in P10 in last week's race, will be starting in P8. KD, after having that collision in qualifying and finishing in 19th at the last race, starting in P9. The undercut, after finishing in P6, starting in P10. Sinister Owl makes his long-awaited return after a season-long suspension, starting in P11. Honos, starting in P12 after finishing in P8 in last week's race. Young Vicho starting in P13. Dilsack, he needs to turn it around. He was involved in that crash at Monza starting in P14. Dreamsy will be starting in P15. Not the start that he would want, as he's currently in second in the point standings. Hellmaid starting in P16 after having a DNF in the last race. Birdman starting in P17. Bossman starting in P18. As we know, with Big Rig having the grid penalty, he will be starting in P19, and Drew Yu will be starting in P20. And that is the rundown of the grid. It is not, it is a very short drive to turn one, as Pig, we all know he is not the best with the start. So if you're starting on the softs, you're looking at pitting lap 7. If you're starting on the mediums, you are looking at pitting lap 12. So from lap 7 to lap 9 is when we should see those soft runners make their stops, and medium runners. Here we go. The lights are on, but just know when those lights go off, that doesn't mean it's the beginning of the race. Here we go. And it is go! As Chris Orioles gets off to a good start. As Gunbuck gets off to a good start as he goes down the inside. Oh, and Breezy runs into the back of the Pig there, as Gunbuck has taken P3 away from the AlphaTauri driver. But Chris Orioles is off to a good start already, still keeping his lead up into P1. Oh, as we have a huge crash with a big pile up, multiple cars as Young Vicho, it looks like Sinister Owl is involved, the undercut is involved, as a safety car has been called. Wow, multiple penalties, as there is a bunch of damage there. I don't know what exactly happened, but big crash, as someone was probably going for a move there, but multiple, it looks like Sinister Owl has damage to his wing. Honos looks like he has damage to his wing, but it looks like the whole entire top 9 is fine. That was a huge crash. But just to let you know, with KD 1997 starting on the softs, this might play into his hand, because, you know, yeah, this could play into his hand really well, as the undercut. Unfortunate, as his day has come to an end, as he will be retiring from the race. So not a good day for Ferrari at all, as Sinister Owl will not have to deal with that. But the undercut is out after starting P6 in last week's race, as I will be telling the undercut to send in his footage. Where is... Oh, wow. But yeah, Honos will definitely be the first one to go, as he has massive damage on the right wing of that tire. Sinister Owl is also coming in. Young Vicho coming in. Hellmaid is coming in. Big Rig took damage as well. So Dreamsy, he was also caught up in it, as Birdman as well. So I'm going to count 1, 2, about 8 drivers involved in that crash. As Honos might be in trouble, as he is stuck behind Renault as well. So Honos, who got his work done, is going to get stuck behind the Renault team, as he is going to be passed for multiple spots and go almost all the way back to the grid, right behind his former teammate. So Hellmaid, wow, that's not what he needed to have happened at all. But in a surprising turn of fate, Drew Yu and Bossman currently up to P9 and P10. Wow, just a big crash. How unfortunate for them. let's see. Cursorial Alex got off to a good start there as he was able to keep his lead as all of them are going to await for the rest of the queue to join back up. But yeah, Cursorial Alex, he got off to a good start, was able to hold his lead on that short run to turn 1, and then Gunbuck was able to take advantage of Pig's poor start and was able to get ahead of him to take P3 breezy. I don't know if he took any damage there, but he did run into the back of Pig, but he was able to get up to P5 and beat out King for a spot there. But Bossman and Drew Yu doesn't look like they have any, they don't have any damage on their cars whatsoever, as they are currently up there to P9 and P10. As we know, Drew Yu started in P10 in this race. But how about for Big Rig too, is he started in P9, but thanks to all the collisions and even with the pitting, he was able to get himself up to P13. But unfortunate for Honos and Dreamsy here, the two former McLaren teammates currently all the way down to P17 and P18. Just as a reminder to let everyone know, next week we will be heading to the Japanese Grand Prix. We are heading to the classic track of Suzuka. So we will be there at one of my favorite tracks on the whole entire calendar, which is the Suzuka International Circuit. And then after that, we will be heading to the United States Grand Prix to Austin, Texas. We will be heading to Austin, Texas in 2 weeks. Looks like we got the queue. Looks like we got everybody here. As we do, we're going to run you down as Cursorial Alex still currently in P1, Publix in P2, Gunbuck in P3. You got Snipper Pig in P4, X Freezy in P5, Speed King up to P6, Karab up to P7, and KD up to P9. Bossman, big winner out of all of that. I'm going to go look at how many spots he gained from that. So Bossman and Drew Yu, Bossman gained 9 spots, Drew Yu gained 10 spots. So that is going to be huge for the end of the race. Honos also has a 15-second time penalty to his name, as Dilsek currently has a 5. But Cursorial Alex got the call that the safety car will be in this lap. So we are about to go back to green flag racing. 29 laps are left in this race. About to be 28 laps left. So here we go, folks. As they are waiting for the safety car to come in. Looks like the safety car has came in. They can go green flag right now if they want. Looks like Cursorial Alex kind of held them up there as he gets off to a good run. As the green flag is back out here at the Singapore Grand Prix. Doesn't look like anyone is going for a move just yet. Pretty good line so far. Breezy looks like he is right behind as Hurricane and Big Rig battling it out for P12. As Big Rig looks like he's able to get around Alfa Romeo there. Go watch Breezy here, see if he will go for a move or not. Gunbutt getting very, very close. Only 2 DRS zones. Most of the time in last year's race, there was only 1 DRS zone, but Big Rig, how about for him? He's currently up to P11 as Dreezy and Sinister Owl are battling it out. Here for P16, Dreezy kind of gets the elbows out, but Owl is not going away just yet as he gets a nice overtake there. As it looks like Honos has left the session. Don't know what's going on with his internet at all, but something has not been good for his internet. But there's only 2 DRS zones on this track. on 2 of the straights. Actually, there's 3 DRS zones. So my mistake there. There is normally 2 DRS zones on this track, as there would normally be 2. As this year they now have 3. So far, Casorio Alex building himself a nice, comfortable lead as he just sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:39.2. Way breezy here. Got some battling between I Got a Big Rig and Drew Yu, as I Got a Big Rig was able to get around Drew Yu. So how about this for Big Rig? Started in P19, currently up to P10. So what a great job by him today. We're going to wait and see maybe a gun buck. No, he doesn't have enough yet to possibly get a move on the AlphaTauri driver there. Go back here, see if Vilsack looks like Hurricane and Young Vicho are battling it out here for P13. Oh, as they make contact there. Still giving themselves some room. Young Vicho does a good job, but Hurricane, oh, as he pushes him aside. Oh, as he pushes him into the wall, as Young Vicho has taken damage to his right wing. So Vicho probably is not going to be happy about the defending there from Hurricane. KD is battling with Karab there. DRS is not out just yet. DRS will probably be coming out on the next lap, but that safety car could possibly play into KD's hands, especially with him on those medium tires. If he can stay with this group, he could be able to do well. As I have lost the intervals, here comes Casorio Alex. DRS has been enabled, as he has now built a 2-point. Oh, as we have Speed King getting into the wall there. Speed King has gone into the wall. He has damage on his right front wing. As we see Karab there gets a move on Speed King there to take P6. To take P6. As right now he got very loose coming out of the final turn and took some damage on that wing, as he will now be feeling the pressure from the hop. As KD 1997 looks like he's going to go for a move down the inside. He shoots it down as he pushes Speed King out, as he will take P7 away from the Red Bull. As Honos has now left the session again, Sinister Al has gone into the pits, so don't know if he took any accident, if he had some damage there. But so far, Casorio Alex has built himself a very nice lead. Already up to 1.7. Don't know if he was using a lot of that ERS. No, he wasn't using a lot of ERS. But so far, so good, as we do have a yellow. Oh, as Hurricane is into the wall. Hurricane is into the wall, so this has not been a good day for the Alfa Romeo team. As Easy Hurricane is into the wall, he's definitely going to probably send in a clip of that to see what exactly happened there to the Alfa Romeo driver. Publix is going into pits. I don't know if he has oh wait, no, it is lap 7, so the pit window for these guys is now open, as Karab is the next driver to go into the pits. Speed King losing a bunch of spots out, as he just lost a bunch of spots out to Bossman and Big Rig there, as these two are taking advantage of the damaged wings that these two have. But Publix pitting early. I imagine he's going to try and get the undercut done so he can get out in front of Casorio Alex, as Big Rig there makes a nice pass with DRS help to get in front of Bossman. What a day for Big Rig here, as it looks like Dilsack and Drew Yu are battling it out right here for P9. Good job by both of these guys giving each other space, but Drew Yu keeping it nice up there into P9. But what a day for Big Rig so far. Started in P19, as he is currently up to P6. So far, what a job by Big Rig. Very impressive showing from him. As we got KD now down the back of his former teammate when they were driving at Alfa Romeo in Season 2. As it does look like Honos has been able to join us back. But KD trying to chase down his former teammate. And I may have missed it, but Snipperpig has got out in front of Gunbuck. Don't know what exactly happened to Gunbuck there, but Breezy is going into the pits, Gunbuck is going into the pits, and Pig is going into the pits. So Crisorial Alex has decided to stay out. Pig is going to go on to the hard tires, it looks like. Yes, he will be taking a set of medium tires, I believe. Yeah, so, but Gunbuck, looks like Gunbuck got out in front of Pig. So Gunbuck got out in front of Pig, as he will be out there on the medium tires. Breezy also takes a set of medium tires, and I have to imagine Speed King got a wing change as he also came out onto the medium tires. We got some good racing here between these four. Drew Yu currently up to a P5. Don't know exactly where everybody is at right now, but gotta say this is a very impressive showing by the Williams of Drew Yu. As it right now stands, we have a Haas 1-2. We know KD's tires can at least go all the way to lap 12. We are having a problem with the scoring screen. I apologize about that, folks, as I believe with the Honos thing going on, that is causing the issues with the scoring. We'll find out where Big Rig is and Boss Man. We're gonna have to wait till these guys cross the line to get a very accurate rating on where these times are and the intervals. Following around Young Vicho here as Crisorial Alex has now gone into pit, so we're gonna go back up to him. He's the current race leader. Gotta see where Publix is. He's stuck behind a group, as they will be coming around those turns very soon. As what tires does he put on? He puts on the hard tires, so very interesting call. Where is Publix? He's right there. He just set the fastest lap of the race. He does get out in front, so Publix will get out in front of Crisorial Alex, so what a job by him. Where is Gunbuck? But Gunbuck, wow, so Publix gets the undercut done and gets himself up into currently right now a net P1, but he is stuck behind all of these guys. He is stuck behind all of these guys as Publix, he knows that he just set a huge thing for him, as he's currently in a net P1, as he just needs to keep it nice and steady and just follow these guys, but he's definitely going to want to try and get around them as fast as he can, because Crisorial Alex, even on the hard tires, I think he's going to try and pull out a one-stop here, because I don't think those medium tires can last the whole entire race. They will have to pit again, so this is a very interesting strategy call here from the Haas, as he decides to go out there on the hard tire. Oh, it looks like Helmade's looking for a move on Dreamzy here. Dreamzy and Helmade, they got the elbows out. Publix is just trying to make sure he doesn't get involved, but looks like he would get the move done. Oh, as they are not done battling, but someone's going to have to concede here, as Helmade does concede here, but that has allowed Crisorial Alex back in the mix. So this is not what Publix has been needing at all. They got traffic unlike any other right now with the current net leaders. Wow, this is insane. What's up, driver? Well, I want to give a shout out to XX Driver, and hopefully our buddy Intersport is also watching the race, but hi to Driver as well. How about this? Drew Yu is having a battle with Dillsec, something that is not used to seeing. Drew Yu making a pass on somebody, as look how congested it is with Young Vicho trying to make a move, as Helmade makes a move on Dreamzy here. It looks like Publix and Crisorial Alex battling for the net P lead. It is congested up here. Oh, as Publix looks like he gets into the back of Dreezy as well. So many cars are stuck in between each other. This is insane. But Drew Yu has pretty much started his own little truly train here as everybody's going so slow. Oh, it looks like Cristorio Alex gets a move and he gets out in front of Publix, even on the hard tires, as we have a yellow. Oh, it's Breezy into the wall as Breezy has gotten himself into the wall. But wow, Drew Yu just Breezy gets into the wall, but Cristorio Alex currently has a nice little lead going. But Sebelpie makes a great point as if Drew Yu keeps holding all of these guys back, this could potentially give the race to Big. Oh, as Breezy has wrecked out. Don't know if that's going to cause the safety car or not. He has gone straight into the wall. His car is in a very dangerous spot. Very surprised that the safety car has not been called, but his car is now off the track. His car is now off the track. Young Vicho has gotten out in front of Drew Yu here, but Drew Yu might be a saving grace for KD, who's on a alternate strategy. As we all know, KD 1997 trying to look for his first win since the season 1 Russian Grand Prix, as Helmade and Dreamsy are still battling it out. It is congested. Oh, we have Cristorio Alex looking like he's going to go for a move down the inside of Dreamsy, and Helmade. Will he get the move done on Helmade as well? And he does. Cristorio Alex with an unbelievable move on the hard tires to get out in front of Dreamsy and Helmade as they are racing. This is insane. Oh, as Helmade and Publix make some contact there. This is absolutely insane. But Gunbuck looking for a move down the inside of Pig. Doesn't get the move to stick. So Pig will be able to hold off as he will be able to keep that move. We have so many cars here. They are so congested. But Cristorio Alex doing a nice job as Young. Oh, as Drew Yu gets into the wall. Drew Yu gets into the wall. Not what Drew Yu needed to have at all. We were looking for possibly a great finish today for Drew Yu, but he goes into the pits as the pit window, I imagine, for most of these guys is open. Cristorio Alex was able to get out in front of Dilsack as well. These guys are battling hardcore for spots. This is insane. But surprisingly, when Breezy racked out, he was in a very vulnerable spot. Oh, as we have Pig is into the wall. That is Pig. Pig is into the wall. Oh, as Pig is into the wall. This is not something we normally see Pig getting into an issue. I can only think of maybe the Brazil race and last year at the Mexican GP, but trouble for the points leader, as well as, again, the Singapore woes for Snipper Pig are back. So not what Pig wanted at all. As all of that congestion has led to a big wreck, as now it's up to Publix to try and get a move on a teammate. But just as a reminder, this is allowing, oh, as we look like we got some battling, as we might be going 3 wide here, as they are battling Helmade and Publix. Publix was able to get the move, as Gunbuck looks like he went for a move there as well. As Bossman goes into the pits, he gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane. But Cristorio Alex looking like he's having some trouble trying to get in front. Now, remember, these are the guys who had a pit on lap 1. These are the guys who had a pit on lap 1 thanks to the wreck. But, wow, KD 1997 is in a prime spot here. KD 1997, and yeah, here comes Pig as he is coming into the pits, as I imagine he will have to take a new front wing. I wonder, he's probably going to go on the hard tires here, I have to assume is. Yeah, he's going to go on the hard tires. But right now, Big Rig and KD are in a good spot with their tires, and Drew Yu, as they got some big help there from Drew Yu, who created the truly train of a lifetime that I've seen, which pretty much allowed KD 1997 to get away. As just a reminder, KD started in P9. He started in P9 in this race. As we see Crisorial Alex here, it's going to be interesting to see what all is going to happen as we go back to the battle for P5 here between Dreamzy and Young Vicho here. Publix going to have to try and do everything he can as KD 1997 is now in the pits. So now we got to see where is Crisorial Alex. So this is huge. What will KD 1997 do? He hasn't won a race since season 1 at the controversial Russian GP. That was his last ever win. Here comes his teammate. What will they do? KD 1997, will Crisorial Alex beat him out? And yes, he does, as he will beat out. Does he beat out Dreamzy, though? Will KD beat out Dreamzy? It looks like he will. Yes, KD will beat out Dreamzy for the spot. As now the pressure is on Big Rig as KD 1997 as well on those brand new hard tires. He's going to be facing the pressure from Dreamzy as it looks like Gunbuck might be going for a move there. Oh, no, he decides to tuck in. But Crisorial Alex currently in a net P1 until we get Big Rig to pit. Bossman just made a move on Hurricane there thanks to the help of DRS as we see Drew Yu go down in front of Young Vicho there, as I believe Young Vicho just came out of the pits. But KD already starting to crawl away here as a reminder, Dreamzy is out there on 11 lap old hard. Can Publix go for a move on Dreamzy? Dreamzy takes the corner away, but it looks like, Publix is going to be threatening down the inside into the chicane. They go, as he takes him wide. He takes him wide. Oh, as Dreamzy gets into the wall, thanks to Gunbuck running into him. So not what Dreamzy wanted at all, as he has damage to his car as well. Races. That is a record. He could be in line to look like he won't score his first point ever. The first time in his career where he will not score a single point. The battle between two friends here, two Canadians, between Speed King and Karab is heating up. Ooh, I don't know. Yeah, Karab did just run into the wall. I was like, that looked like a pretty hard impact there. But Karab just ran into the wall. Yeah, Karab just ran into the wall. He is now missing a part of his left front wing. So, yeah, Karab is missing a part of his left front wing, as Speed King is probably going to be... Oh! KD 1997 just got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So, a 3-second time penalty for KD 1997 there. That is not good for him, as him and his teammate are going to have to now ramp it up, as he might have just given the win to Crisorio Alex. But Crisorio Alex is now in the driver's seat, as it looks like Big Rig is finally going into the pits. Yes, Big Rig is finally going into the pits. What a day for him. Started in P19 thanks to the 3-place grid penalty that he got in the last race. But I kind of want to see where he comes out, because he might be in a driver's seat, as he did start the race out on the softs. He was a part of that huge wreck on lap 1, came in for the medium tires, so Big Rig might be in a good spot here. Karab does pit. Yeah, Karab is coming into pit, as he's probably going to replace that front wing of his as he took damage. Yes, he will also put on another set of medium tires. But Crisorio Alex, currently the race leader. Will his teammate think about going for a move there? Oh, as his teammate is kind of forcing it down the inside of him, as KD 1997 does get out in front, as he will take the lead of the Singapore GP. So KD 1997 has a 3-second time penalty, so he does need to keep it going now if he wants to win this race. But right now, the Haas's are looking to be in control, as they are currently sitting P1 and P2. So, what a day for Haas, as Gunter Steiner has to be very happy with his driver's efforts. And it looks like Pig does get around the Williams of Drew Yu there, as they are battling. That's not something you normally see Pig and Drew Yu battling it out for an actual spot, when most of the time Pig is passing him under a blue flag. As it looks like Karab goes for a dive bomb there. The guy who says that he doesn't believe in dive bombs just sends a dive bomb down the inside of Drew Yu. Crazy looking like he's going to go for a move pretty soon on the Red Bull of Birdman, as Birdman locks up going into turn 14. As Dreezy's going to try and challenge him down the inside into the chicane. They keep it clean as he tries to pull the over under. He's not going to be able to make it stick. But Dreezy trying to get back into that point spot. But this would be a huge day. It looks like Big Ray was able to get out in front of Gunbuck there, as he just sets the fastest Sector 1 of the race. So that is going to be something to watch for, folks, as Big Rig pit on the medium tires. He needs to pick up these spots now. So Sinister Owl also goes into the pits. Grimsy trying to go for a move down on the Red Bull. Does he have it? He will get the DRSs. He does. He will get out in front of the Red Bull of Birdman there. As Pig and Karab are battling it out pretty well. Karab is on the medium tire, so he is on the fastest set of tires. But how about Big Rig so far? He has cleared Gunbuck pretty well, already up to 2 seconds on the Williams. So be aware of where Big Rig is, because he's coming pretty fast. As he waited a long time to pit on the medium tires, as Publix will be going to pit on the medium tires. But Big Rig just sets the fastest lap of the race. He is flying. Gunbuck is also pitting. Gunbuck is also pitting as well. What tires do they put them on? They go on to another set of medium tires. Where is everybody else though? Dreamsy and Hellmate still battling it out. Looks like Publix is going to get out, but Gunbuck took some damage to his front wing there in that new number 98 Williams car. But Dreamsy looks like he does get out in front of Hellmade here. Gunbuck coming out of the pits now with a bunch of drivers coming down. And it looks like he got Snipper Pig behind him, as this will be quite a battle. But Dreamsy has definitely cleared him. But hey, letting you guys know, that gap between Cursorial Alex and Big Rig was up to 4 seconds. It's now down to under 3. So that is going to be something to watch for as Karab sends it down the inside of Pig, as Karab takes P13 away from the back-to-back UDL F1 champion. So Karab gets out in front of Snipper Pig. Looks like Gunbuck is going to get antsy here as he's out there on a set of medium tires. Currently stuck behind the Renault of Young Vicho and kill the Birdman in the... Oh, he's thinking about going for a move. It looks like he does, but he makes the move 6. What an incredible move by Gunbuck there. Oh, as he sends a dive bomb down the inside. He sends a dive bomb down the inside. That is not what he wanted. Wow, very aggressive move there by Gunbuck there. He was driving very aggressive in this race, as I imagine Birdman is not happy about that. So Gunbuck driving very aggressively in this race, using some very interesting ways to get around, as the pass around Young Vicho I didn't have an issue with, but that move that he made on Birdman wasn't exactly the cleanest move. As Speed King, he just came out of the pits onto a new set of medium tires. Just letting you guys know, Big Rig has brought that lead between him and Cursorial Alex down from 2 seconds now down to almost a second. So that is going to be something to watch for, as he is getting awfully close to the Haas of Cursorial Alex. This could be a big day for Big Rig. He's never won in his UDL F1 career. He's never won one. He also started in P19 in this race, so let's not forget that. If he wins this race, then he would break Pig's record. You know, it looks like Gunbuck is battling Karab there, as Gunbuck gets around Karab. But we're going to go back here as the battle between Cursorial Alex and Big Rig is heating up. Reminder, KD 1997 has a time penalty. Ooh, don't know if Big Rig got really loose there. Coming out of the turn, he got really wide and has now lost a bunch of time, but he still is in the DRS zone. He's still in that DRS zone of Cursorial Alex. Looks like Gunbuck and Speed King are battling it out. I will take you back as soon as that time starts. Oh, no, it's getting lower. But yeah, they are battling really aggressively here between Speed King and Gunbuck and Karab in between that whole entire set. And we have more congestion, as I believe that's another... That is Sinister Owl in the wall. That's Sinister Owl in the wall. Don't know what he's doing there, as he is stuck, as he is retired from the session. So that is the end of Sinister Owl's day, as Publix gets out in front of Easy Hurricane to take P5. So Publix back into the top 5. But Bossman, how about a day for him so far? He's up to P4 after he started, I believe he started, yeah, in P18. So after starting, oh, as we have a yellow, oh, it's Holnos. How unfortunate for him. Currently in 3rd place. This has not been his day at all, as he is currently, don't know what exactly is going on with his car, but this has not been the day for Holnos at all. Oh, as I believe he just took a driver out. He took Publix out. Hodos took Publix out. Oh no. Publix is going to be furious as Boss Man is coming into the pits as he probably took damage from all of that. What has gone on in this race? But Big Rig has got out in front of Crisorio Alex. I'm sorry that I am missing some of this, but so much has gone on in these last few laps. What in the world is this race? As Speed King gets a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision. But hey, Pig is now back into the top 10, but Big Rig now needs to chase down the Haas of KD 1997 or get within 3 seconds of him. As we know, as KD got a time penalty for, I would have to assume, for multiple corner cuts. But Pig has just got out in front of young Vicho there. How unfortunate for Bossman. He was in line for maybe a huge day, but kind of got stuck behind Honos there. But let's see, K1997 is currently the race leader. Still the race leader of this race. I'll let you guys know when that lead starts to go down, as we have here, as that is Honos being blue flag. Yeah, that is Honos being blue flag to allow those guys to go. And young Vicho is going to try and chase down the AlphaTauri of Snapper Pig. Killed the Birdman just got 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings there. This race has had everything. It's been one of the most chaotic races I think I can say that we've ever seen. Oh, my whole entire life. I've never seen a race this chaotic, but Big Rig trying to do everything he can. As Karab just got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as well, so don't know if these, I'm pretty sure these have to be corner cutting penalties that these guys are getting. But KD doing a nice job of not allowing Big Rig into that lead, as his tires are holding on pretty well. Big Rigs are, but I guarantee you those hard tires are going to last for a lot longer. But Hurricane is dealing with Publix, as Publix does get around Hurricane there, as he will retake P4, the spot that he was in P5, but he lost out on a spot thanks to the incident with Honos there. But Publix currently up to P4. What a race this has been. Crisorio Alex is into the pits. Wow, so Crisorio Alex, but I have to imagine, because he knows, yeah, he's going out there on the soft tire, since he knows that Publix is 30 seconds, well, he was, until he pitted. He was that far out that he could do a pit stop, and he could also try and get the fastest lap of the race. But here is the thing. Big Rig needs to do whatever he can to eat into that gap, because KD has a 3-second time penalty. So if Big Rig can get within 3 seconds of KD, then he will win this race. So that will be something to watch for, as we see the two teammates at the Alfa Romeo team. Hurricane, who's starting to fall, who's been out there on 21 lap old hard. He does concede the spot to his teammate. I have to imagine there were some team orders there at play. But Hurricane, don't know if he's going to go for 28 laps on hards. That might be a thing that he could possibly pull off. That would be quite the story if he's able to pull that off. Big Rig trying to do everything he can to eat into that gap. As KD 1997, just like I said, his last win came in Season 1 at the Russian GP. Oh, and we have a yellow. It's Birdman in the wall, and it looks like him and Gunbuck were battling. I don't think Gunbuck is going to make very many friends from this race, and I guarantee you Birdman is not going to be one of them, as we know, as both of them had some contact with each other earlier in this race. Oh, and Hurricane goes into pits. Yep, so Hurricane goes. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Alright, it looks like my mic is back. So, sorry about the technical difficulty there, folks. As I was trying to say that KD 1997, as Big Rig has now eaten into that gap. Big Rig has now eaten into that 3-second gap. KD 1997 last win in the UDL F1 series came at the Russian GP of Season 1. Big Rig is trying to get his first ever win of his career. The first ever win of his career is what he's trying to go for. About to go look, as I believe the last podium that Big Rig has gotten, I believe he's only had 3 of his career. He's only gotten 2 this year, but never a win. This is his 21st race start, as, yeah, he's trying to get his first ever race win, as KD 1997 needs to start building into that gap. Go back here to Gunbuck and Helmate here, as we do have a battle on track. Don't know if Gunbuck's going to go for a move there. It looks like he won't. But how about the day for young Vicho as well? Currently up to P7. But this is something to watch for. Can KD continue to build on that gap? But Big Rig is definitely, he is really eating into that gap. So right now, he is in line for the win. As we are now at 4 laps to go in this race. As you can see, we have multiple drivers with penalties in this race as well. As you see here, Helmade and Birdman, Karab, Dilsak, and Honos all have penalties to their names. I have to imagine Gunbuck will also probably be getting a penalty right after this race. But the race leader has a 3-second time penalty. He's also saving some ERS from what it looks like. I don't know if that's what that means anymore. I know on the old game, whenever those lights would blink, that would mean that they're hard, that they are trying to save as much ERS as they can. But Big Rig eating into that gap, but KD now has it back up to 3. Oh, as he now is running into an issue as he's running into the lap cars here. This could be problematic. And here we are, we got Drew Yu coming up. Drew Yu needs to get out of the way, as KD is probably not really happy right now, as I don't know what Drew Yu is doing there. He needs to get out of the way. As he does. Drew Yu does get out of the way of KD. KD is not, he's probably fuming underneath that helmet of his. Gonna have to see how Big Rig handles dealing with Drew Yu here. See if Drew Yu will give Big Rig the same treatment that he gave to KD, but we have 3 laps to go in this race, folks. It is not over yet between these two. Pig is starting to chase down the Alfa Romeo of Dreamsy here, the 2 guys that are battling it out for the championship. Even though Pig has a 60-point lead. Oh, as we have a yellow, is that Karab? No, that is Honos. No, I don't know who that was. But it looks like Drew did. No, Drew Yu's still out in front. Drew Yu's still out there, out in front of Big Rig. Hasn't gotten the blue, hasn't been told, yes, he is being told blue flag. Karab gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding into pit lane. Don't know if he wrecked out. Nope, he went into the pits. But folks, 2 laps to go in this race, as it looks like Drew Yu will get out of the way. So here's what's going on. With 3-second time penalty, Big Rig has to score underneath 3 seconds if he wants to win this race. KD needs to keep that gap up to 3 seconds if he wants to win this race. So this race, even though there's a 3-second gap, KD has a 3-second time penalty, so it's not over yet, but those gaps, it keeps going to underneath 3 and then over 3. This is going to be insane, coming right down the wire between these two. There's Pig and Dreamsy here. These 2 drivers that are battling it out for the championship. Pig had that wreck on lap 12 where he spun and get into the wall, was able to save his day as he's currently still up to P6, trying to get in front of his competitor in the title chase. Dreamsy wants to do everything he can to keep him behind. Let's see what Dreamsy does here. Pig is looking like he's going to go for a move. Dreamsy goes defensive. The Pig shoot down the inside. Ooh, he does, but it's not enough to get the move done as Dreamsy clears him. But get this, folks. KD has now got it up to 3.5. So this is where the hard tires are coming alive, folks. This is where the hard tires are coming alive, where Big Rig's medium tires are starting to fall off for him, as it's 12 laps. As final lap to go here at the Singapore GP. KD trying to get his first win, his 2nd career win here in the UDL F1 series, as Big Rig trying to come all the way from P19 to take P1, but looking like he's going to get a P2 as those medium tires are starting to fall apart. He's now up to 4 seconds. Unless something drastic happens to KD here, you've got to think that he's going to pull it out. Going back to this championship fight. These two are battling it out. We have a yellow. I believe that's Speed King. Yes, it is. But yeah, I know where they're at. But going back to this championship fight, will Pig have anything enough here as they start the final lap of the Singapore Grand Prix? KD 1997 about to come to the third and final DRS straight. Oh, as he looks like he goes a little bit wide. Looks like he goes a little bit wide there. Dreamsy trying to hold off Pig as best as he can. Gonna see what Pig does here. He's gonna get the DRS. He's gonna go for a move. He goes down the inside. Oh, AZ. I gotta go back though. I'm sorry, but KD 1997 is coming around. He hasn't won a race since the Russian Grand Prix in Season 1. He got banned. He served a season-long suspension. He came back, and he will take the checkered flag here at the Singapore Grand Prix as Big Rig started in P19 will come around to finish in P2. What a day for Big Rig there. As Cristorial Alex, who did take pole, he will come around and take the final podium spot for the Haas team. As Snipper Pig was able to salvage his day, getting into a crash, but Publix gets up into P4 after finishing in P7 in last week's race. He will finish in P4 and improve. But Pig looking to finish right here as Dilsack and Hellmate are battling it out here. As Dilsack was able to get around to take P12, but Pig comes around. He will take P5 to add more to his title lead. Young Vicho, after a bad string of races, will finish in P7. Dreamsy and Hurricane, the Alfa Romeo team, will take P6 and P8. Dreamsy, I know he was going to try his best to keep Pig behind him, but he couldn't, as he will get out in front. But Bossman, after having the huge wreck in last week's race, finishes in P9. What a day for Bossman. But let me just say, congrats to KD 1997. He got a very controversial win back at the Russian GP in Season 1. Not today, as today he came out and took this race over, as he also got a lot of help thanks to Drew Yu creating the truly train of a lifetime in that middle stint. But yeah, as you see the driver of the day, I got to give it to Big Rig too, as he started in P19 and finished in P2. But what a day for Haas as they both get on P1 and P3. This will be the second time in the UDL that the Haas team will get a P1 and a P3, as they did it in last year's race at the Mexican GP. But congrats to KD 1997 getting the second win of his career, the first win of this year, as he has been through a lot. His last race, before he got suspended, was the German GP of Season 2, but he came back in as he takes the win here at the Singapore GP. What a day by KD 1997. As give me a second, folks, as I gotta take some screenshots here. Gotta take some screenshots. But yeah, what a day though, what a race. This was a chaotic race. Very chaotic, had a bit of everything. What a bounce back drive for Pig as well, who got into the accident, as he is now going to add more to his lead. But Big Rig, starting in P19, finishes in P2, as KD 1997 gets his first win since the Russian GP and his first win of the year. What a race, guys. That was the longest race of the year as well. That will be the longest race we will ever do. But congrats to KD 1997. Congrats to Big Rig on his driving for 17 spots. And congrats to Chris Oriel Alex, who tried his best. He got on pole. He got the fastest lap, but he also was able to get the final podium spot. So what a great day for Haas. As that will do it, folks. As next week we will be heading to the Japanese Grand Prix. As my name is Pecan 36, as that was, guys, the UDL F1 Singapore Grand Prix. I want to thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the rest of your night, and join us back here next week at the Japanese Grand Prix.